My name is Asela Kalugampitiya. I'm the president of the Asia Pacific Evaluation Association as well as president of the Sri Lanka Evaluation Association. At the same time, I'm coordinating the Global Parliamentarians Forum for Evaluation.
Thank you so much. And given the conference theme, Evaluation in Uncertain World, Complexity, Legitimacy, and Ethics, in your view, what are the most pressing issues for evaluation?
Actually, now this is a challenging time for the whole world, and there are many issues faced by different populations, different countries. So I think evaluation is a useful tool in this specific time, not only this specific time, any time, but in this specific time, it is more useful, in my personal opinion. And the conference is talking about uncertainty, complexity, and ethics. Complexity, when it comes to complexity, it is always there. Even if there is no pandemic, the complexity is there. And evaluation, of course, should use innovative methods for evaluations. At the same time, evaluators should be innovative. So I think this is a good time also to see what are the evaluation innovations. At the same time, ethics are really important. So I think the conference theme is very much in line with the current situation. At the same time, I want to mention about inequities. We are talking about inequities, especially in the context of sustainable development goals as well. The COVID-19 pandemic actually made inequities worst, in my personal opinion. In education sector, health sector, any other sectors, there are a lot of gaps due to the pandemic and economic wise as well. So I think evaluation would be the best way to see where are the inequities and how to minimize the inequities and how to address the inequities. So in this context, I think the conference can also look into that aspect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Asela. And how now is your work contributing in addressing these issues?
Actually, now when it comes to Asia Pacific Evaluation Association, during the pandemic when it was started last year, we thought, how to mobilize the evaluation community. And of course, as an evaluation association, we also face a lot of challenges, no face-to-face, no opportunities for face-to-face events or discussions, as well as resource constraints. But at the same time, we took the situation as a plus point for us, because without the resources, definitely we can have dialogues with the evaluation community and organize events, because virtual events do not cost that much. So we had a regional consultation in the context of Eval for Action campaign last year, June, in the Asia Pacific region. And this consultation brought us a lot of inputs, different ideas from people in the region, parliamentarians, WOPE leaders, government representatives, development partners, likewise, different people gave us inputs. Based on these inputs, we developed the regional evaluation strategy for Asia Pacific, and it includes 8 themes. So through these themes, now we have, volunteer leaders working on promotion of evaluation culture in the region. So that's how we are trying to address this. At the same time, we are trying to build the capacity of evaluators, especially to conduct evaluation in challenging times like this. So with the limited resources we have, with the limited funds we have, or other resources we have, we are trying to build the capacity of individual evaluators as well as the institutions like voluntary organizations for professional evaluation, WOPES. It's not easy, but at the same time we have mobilized lot of support through individuals as well as partners.
Wow, that's interesting. And now, would you tell me what are your expectations for the 2021 EES online conference?
Yes, actually, first of all, I'm really happy that EES is organizing the online conference, virtual conference this time, even though there are many challenges to have conferences uh, during this period. And EES was scheduled for last year. They postponed it to this year, but with the current situation, at least doing virtual conference is something we should definitely appreciate. At the same time, mobilizing many organizations, many evaluators, many workers to attend the conference and also present their experience and share technical know-how is also very interesting. I must also say that within this pandemic situation, many countries, many governments face challenges. And of course, I noticed that, whether the countries really use learning from other countries or maybe learning from your own country experience from past, how to respond to the pandemic and use of data, analyze data and also take decisions based on this data. We see some of the countries are doing well in this aspect, some of the countries are not doing well, they are struggling. Even if I take my own country, in the first wave, the government was doing very well, managed the pandemic very well. Second, third wave, we don't see that is managed very well. And if you have done it very well in the first wave, why don't you learn from the first wave and apply those learnings? So I think the ES conference can also feature this and see how to bring this experience, how to create a dialogue within this pandemic situation for countries to see how data can be useful, how evaluation findings, recommendations can be useful to take decisions to make better lives for people. So we can minimize number of deaths, we can minimize spreading the COVID-19 virus, and also we can minimize the economic loss and other losses, as well as improve the education, because in many countries schools are closed, children are at home and struggling for their education. Parents are also concerned, and especially young people have doubts about their future with this situation. Young people who just finished their schools, they face some challenges about their higher education or getting a job. So in this situation, how we can bring hope to each category segment of the population or the citizens within this situation. So I think the conference can create a good dialogue on this, and especially feedback to the governments on how to use evaluation as a tool to improve the situation with these difficult times.
Thank you so much. And there are some young emerging evaluators like me, I know, in your country and in the organization you're working. So if you could give us one piece of advice, what could it be? Would you advise us to learn more about evaluation, or would you like us to start with a career in evaluation?
Yes, very interesting question, and also this question is music to my ears. The reason is that, as I said, we developed a regional evaluation strategy for Asia Pacific last year, and we have 8 themes. One of the themes is strengthening capacity of young and emerging evaluators. And not only that, we address needs of young and emerging evaluators in other themes as well, like professionalization theme. And we have, many different initiatives in the region. We conduct a winter school for young and emerging evaluators. This year also we have it in December, and we have developed training module for young and emerging evaluators on career development in monitoring and evaluation. At the same time, we are trying to build their capacity through training and all, and also linking the job market for them, At the same time, helping them to have a mentor for their career. At the same time, I must say, we are trying to give or hand over the baton of the leadership to young and emerging evaluators. In our region, Asia Pacific region, we want young and emerging evaluators to engage in all the activities we are doing, evaluation promotion, capacity building, webinars we are doing, the consultations, any other activities, working with parliamentarians, things like that. They take the lead together with other evaluators, organizing them, conceptualizing them, implementing them, and also learning from our own activities, the process. So this way, in next 5 years, 10 years, we want to see that quality, competent evaluators in our region, because one of the challenges we have is lack of competent evaluators. But we don't think that we will be complaining this again in like next 5-10 years if we work with young and emerging evaluators now and give them the space they need. Definitely they have enough opportunities in the region as well as in the evaluation space to grow and become competent evaluators. At the same time, I want to mention that we are also building capacity of parliamentarians in the region. We have planned training together with IPTAT for IPTAT training for parliamentarians and parliament research staff in the training. It will start in October and will run up to November, and we will provide 6 online sessions for parliamentarians and parliament research staff.
Wow, thank you so much. That's very interesting.